It's that time again for another not-so-normal gaming podcast, featuring your hosts, MrTechnoSqueek.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Nostalgic Dan 1.
Everything I feel is in this sword. Good.
Come on!
And Quick Freeze 4.
Don't worry. I'll handle the bad guys.
This is a podcast you want to listen to, but first, you gotta press start.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Press Start Podcast. This is episode 64, and I am MrTechnoSqueek, and today we have Clava Quick Freeze 4 and Nostalgic Dan 1. How are you guys doing?
Great.
That's fantastic.
New year, new me. There you go. I'm sorry, I just think of all those tacky. Yeah, but yeah, new year. How about that?
Yeah?
It's the last time we recorded. 2013. We did it. The mines couldn't bring us down. We're strong.
Hell
we did
no.
it. So I'm assuming none of you guys did anything on New Year's.
Nope.
No?
I played video games,
Me too.
and then I
didn't-
went out.
Yay.
I didn't.
You didn't what?
I didn't go out.
Oh.
What'd you do?
Did you play
I
video
played
games?
some games, like
Good.
Sonic and All-Star Racing Transform.
Good.
With Amy?
No.
Why not?
Oh no, she's top tier.
No, she's not.
Fine, mid tier. I don't know.
Well, this doesn't make any sense. At the stroke of midnight on New Year's, you're supposed to kiss your lady, and Amy's your lady. And you
What are
weren't playing...
you talking about? We're not talking about no Cinderella bullshit.
On New Year's Eve, when it strokes midnight going into the new year, you usually kiss the girl you're with.
Well, I have...
Amy.
No. We're not... Okay, here. I got something for you. Okay?
What
New
is it?
year comes up. You need to come up with a new joke.
Oh, there's plenty of jokes we can come up with.
Yeah.
There's always cream.
That's true.
No. Mm-mm. Hell
What?
no.
You told me to come up with a new joke.
I don't. No.
Fine, then you pick your girl. But
Yeah,
you
you
know what
pick-
this means?
You pick your girl.
You know what this means in New Year? That
What?
means we finally closed the chapter on 2012, which I think was a great year for video games in general. Mainly because we saw a lot of unique things, like we saw indie games become more prevalent with stuff like Journey. We saw more downloadable games be more prevalent with stuff like The Walking Dead. And
The Ouya.
we saw the Ouya. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, man,
And
have you
there's a
guys
lot
seen the Ouya? I saw like the video unboxing
Yeah,
of like
I
the
did.
pre-production model. The thing's tiny. I didn't know it was that small. It's like
I didn't
literally
see that.
the size of like a Rubik's Cube. Like, that's how big it is. It's the tiniest little thing. But that's crazy. Man, so many good games. So. Any games
There's,
that stand out to you for 2012?
yeah, dude, there's like tons of them, man. There's Final Fantasy 13-2. Going down my list, there's Uncharted Golden Abyss. There's so many. You know, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Even Tales of Grace's F, which I haven't even picked up yet, but I want to.
Well, I know my answers because I actually made a video on this that I need to put up eventually. I'm just a little bit lazy, but basically I really love two downloadable games in particular, and they're PSN exclusives. Obviously, one of them,
Sound
yeah, Sound Shapes is one
Can
of
I
them.
guess? I know the other. It's Tokyo Jungle.
No,
Oh, yes.
it's the Jungles of Tokyo. It's a great game.
shape.
No, but yeah, Tokyo Jungle is fantastic. Tokyo Jungle and Sound Shapes are totally worth it. Totally worth checking out on the PSN if you have a PSN and like to download some stuff. Sound Shapes is awesome because it's like a really simplistic platformer with an interesting mechanic, but it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful game. Beautiful abstract art style. The music is absolutely fantastic. And it's kind of little Big Planet-like, where it's really community-driven because you can make your own levels and you can basically make your own music basically by laying down notes. And Tokyo Jungle is just a fantastic roguelike style game, but with the Animal Kingdom. It's just the most surreal game to play. It's just hilarious. Like I still remember the very first time I played it. I think it was a special event because if you know Tokyo Jungle, there's like special events where you can see really random stuff. Like there'll be like a big ass chicken in some like area or something. Like it's really random. But one of them was I was playing as a Pomeranian. I went through like this upper part. I guess it was a special event where the lions and like these cougars were having an all-out war, and they were like everywhere. And I'm just a little Pomeranian dog trying to run away. It's pretty hilarious, but finally survived for 100 years too. But that's a fantastic game, just really addicting, and it's a good game to pick up and play too. Yeah, there's some other ones like Clive mentioned. For me, Tales of Grace's F is fantastic. I think it brought forth honestly the best battle system, even though people don't give it credit. It's a little bit different, but it takes some getting used to. But once you get to the later levels and you figure out how to kind of use the battle system properly, you realize that it is seamless. Like it is just fast-paced and just extremely exciting. And what else? Persona 4 Arena, a fighting game that I never thought would happen. A weird crossover with Arc System and Persona 4, one of the most memorable RPGs of last generation, which is an awesome, awesome anime fighter, which is approachable for people, but is still very, very in-depth for fighting game aficionados. And I actually like Mugen Souls, a more recent game. Mugen Souls is really good. It's a little bit like take parts of Disgaea and mix it with like Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II, and you get something like Mugen Souls, and just a quirky, really, really quirky game that's fun to play and really fun to level grind in. I'm trying to rethink of our list. I think there's, of course, missing two big ones, but The Last Story and Xenoblade Chronicles. Fantastic, fantastic RPGs. What about you, Techno?
Walking Dead.
It's good.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just one game for the year.
That's all he played. He played 12. All he ever played.
Journey.
Good one.
Dude, I have to say, I finished that game. Okay, so I'm going, and, I started, I'm like, holy shit, this looks great. And, I'm going, and I just couldn't put the fucker down. And so I finished it in one sitting.
Yeah, that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of how you should play Journey, is just finish it in one sitting. It's short enough to do it. Did you play with someone? Did you meet with someone?
Dude, I met, like, a lot more than what I thought. I thought I just met, like, 3
Yeah,
people.
because it shows it at the end who you
Yeah, I met,
good.
like, 8 or so.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just like, it looks like the same person because you look similar, but
Yeah.
it's just weird. That's the thing about Journey is like, and the reason you're seeing it probably pop up on a lot of Game of the Year candidate lists and stuff like that is what Journey did is it's really artistic. It's a very artsy game, but it really brought forth a new concept of multiplayer, a new idea of what multiplayer is. We think multiplayer, we think like, versus modes or whatever and stuff like that, but it redefined the fact that you don't know who the hell you're playing with, you don't know where the hell they're from, you cannot communicate with them in whatsoever. You can only do this like little chirping and all that, and you're literally playing through a game with some anonymous stranger, and it kind of makes a weird bond where you kind of want to help the other person. You kind of see through to them.
Like during like the 75%, to the end, I was with this guy or girl, and we, helped each other, and it was awesome.
Yeah. And also in that game, it's just one of the saddest things when you lose your partner. Like when you see him, you just turn around and like, oh no, I can't find him. Where did they go?
Yep.
So that's definitely a great one. Any other games?
Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. I can't think of anything else. Sonic Generations. That came
That was
out
last year.
last year? Okay.
That was 2011, yeah.
Then I think that's it. Because I can't think of anything else.
What about Jack and Daxter?
Jack and Daxter Collection. That was amazing. I can't think of any more.
Well, that's good. You basically have some of the highly acclaimed ones, The Walking Dead, Journey.
I gotta say for me, like, probably the best of 2012 has to be, like, the handheld stuff, man. We had Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm. We had Resident Evil Revelations, Pokemon White 2, Black 2. So many great handhelds. We had Street Fighter Cross Tekken hit the Vita. We had Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Code of Princess,
Code of Princess, yeah. Even Paper Mario Sticker Star, even though I didn't really like it, a lot of people did like it, so that's a great game for them. Epic Mickey, The Power of Two, that came out on the consoles and the 3DS, but there's so many great handhelds that came out. Even the new system, the Neo Geo X Gold came out. Like, so much handheld stuff that came out. And then Kid Icarus Uprising, you know how many hours I put in Kid Icarus Uprising? It's a lot of great handheld stuff this year. It's just amazing. So, but then, like Techno said, Walking Dead came out, Lollipop Chainsaw came out, that was a good one. Halo 4, Mass Effect 3. So many great games, man.
Yeah. It's kind of sad thing with Mass Effect 3 is I don't really see it make a lot of, kind of the big name lists because I feel like they're afraid of like a flame war that would cause from putting it as a game. But I think that's sad because I think a lot of people are just bringing down that game so hard because of literally the last 10 to 15 minutes, whereas they're overlooking the whole experience as a whole, like 25, 28 hours.
Well, even Final Fantasy 13-2 kind of went through the same thing. Like, the ending of that one was kind of horrible, and then they tacked on another ending to that.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
I agree, though. I kind of felt the same thing. It's like there's a lot of good handheld stuff this year. Even for me, I just think of some others that came to mind is, one of them being a really good PSP tactical RPG, which, yes, it's hard to believe that this far the PSP is still coming out with new games, but Ragnarok Tactics actually on the PSPs are really, surprisingly, I would say that game gets the award for me for the game that probably surprised me the most. I just bought it, I'm like, you know what, this might be the last PSP RPG, I gotta get it kind of deal, and I didn't really know too much about it, I just knew it was a tactical RPG and whatnot. I didn't really look into it, I just kind of picked it up, and I was really, really impressed with the quality of it. It's up there with like a Tactics Ogre or Final Fantasy Tactics, even better in some regards. It's just a gorgeous game, it's got gorgeous character portraits, and it's simple, which is what I like in my tactical RPGs. It keeps it straightforward, and just really impressed with that game. That game pleasantly surprised me.
But we also got new systems out this year, too. We got the Wii U.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It is actually pretty big, huh?
It's probably the next console I get.
But, see, before the podcast, I asked a couple of people what their favorite games of 2012, and I got a good amount of responses if you guys want me to read these off.
Do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it!
I'm glad you're enthusiastic, Techno.
Good man.
But, yeah, we got a couple of people. We got at least 5 people recommendations of 2012, and first one's Nick. He says, a few of my favorite games of 2012 was Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD, Hell Yeah, The Wrath of the Dead Rabbit, Walking Dead, Sonic Racing Transformed, New Super Mario Bros. U, Jak and Daxter Collection, and the Russian Collection. So that's a couple of games that he mentioned that we didn't even mention.
That Ratchet and Clank came out this year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just recently.
I thought it... Wow.
Yeah, didn't it come out in October?
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
Wow.
I totally forgot about Tony Hawk Remake. I still haven't played that. Just because I'm so skeptical about it, but I might have to check it out now.
But let's see, we got one from Jumbo Junkie. He simply just says his game of the year is Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
That's an interesting one.
I haven't played that one yet, but I don't know if I really want to. We got Pete Dorr. Yeah, he listed tons and tons of games.
Get ready.
Oh, he says, get ready!
Alright, he writes, in no order, Xenoblade, Last Story, Legend of Grimrock, Rhythm Heaven Fever, Soundshape, XCOM, Asura's Wrath, Walking Dead, Under Defeat HD, Ragnarok Tactics, Dear Esther, Gravity Rush, Uncharted Golden Abyss, Mark of the Ninja, Dust of Essien Tail. I'm probably saying that wrong. Persona 4 Golden, Ragnarok Odyssey, Kid Icarus Uprising, Super Hexagon, Epic Mickey, The Power of Illusion, Coda Princess, Final Fantasy The Rhythm, Liberation Maiden, and Lollipop Chainsaw. So he listed a lot of games that we didn't even mention either, but...
Yeah, I agree with the Super Hexagon. That's one of my, I would say that's like my indie game of the year. It's only like $3 on Steam. Definitely check it out. It's a weird game. It's insanely fast-paced. I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago that I was playing it, but it's a game that's really hard because the first level starts off on hard difficulty, and then it just gets harder and then hardest. But you're basically a triangle, and you're trying to avoid like these incoming like blocks. It's really interesting. Cool music too.
I've been trying to find a good price for Asura's Wrath. I really want to play that game, but I don't want to spend any more than like $20 for it. So, and I want to get it on the 360. Have you guys ever played Asura's Wrath yet?
No, not yet. But I want it. I'm interested.
Did you play Liberation Princess? Liberation Maiden, I mean.
Yeah, I've heard of that, but I didn't pick it up because it's a downloadable game, and I haven't really touched the eShop on my 3DS, mainly because that would require me touching my 3DS first, which I don't really do.
I love the eShop, oh man. I love the eShop.
I don't care for it. And there's a lot of games on there, too, that, like, you know, one of them recently came out where they're really pushing download on there, and one of them I think is Unchained Blades, which is our RPG I really want to play, but it's a download only for $30, and it's like, come on, you could do a physical release. Really? I've heard of Liberation Maiden, though. I'm interested in it.
See, but the last person to recommend games for 2012 is RPG Swagman.
Oh,
He says, it goes without a surprise here. Yeah, Ease Origin, Ease...
Oh, Ease Origin! Oh my god!
Yeah, weren't you playing that earlier?
Yes, I was.
Is that good?
It's fucking amazing.
But he continues on as Trails in Naikata.
Trails in the Sky? Oh.
No, Nakata. It's a Japanese game. Last story, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. But his biggest surprise is Tales of Grace's F.
Yes, that is a good game. I think I mentioned in my video, too. It's like, I feel like it went overlooked, which I'm just hoping it doesn't.
Yeah, he continues on by saying, considering he's not the biggest fan of the series, he loved every minute of it. The game is, without a doubt, one of his best JRPGs this gen. So, yeah. Tales of Grace stuff. Pick it up. I want to pick that up. It looks good. I like the anime art style.
It's like playing an anime. It's awesome. It's a good game, man. Even with the extra content, it's like, after you beat the game, which takes like 50 to 60 hours, probably 50, there's another, basically the secondary story, and the secondary story takes almost an additional 15 to 20 hours, and kind of tells past that, which is awesome. There's lots to do in it. The title mechanic's awesome, too. It's a fantastic game. Now that I think about it, it really is a great game. Sounds like some good games.
Yeah. You know what time it is?
No.
It's time for...
What?
We talk about Nintendo 64.
Why is that, Techno? I can't comprehend this. Why is that?
Well, it's because it's episode 64.
Oh
and
my god, mind blown.
Yeah. So
Amazing. So
I love how you were so excited and then you kind of like came to the screeching halt near the end of your
That
sentence.
just like fizzles out. It's like starts off really powerful and then just dies off.
It's like me, I'm going to step back a little bit in like the last two words.
yeah.
But yeah, so, you know, we felt it was fitting since it is episode 64 to maybe talk about some memories with the N64 and, you know, some of our favorite games for the N64. So.
Well, the best game is for the 64 is Ocarina of Time.
No, it's
amazing.
not. No.
So
no,
many people
no,
agree.
No.
Love
it's
that
not.
Ocarina. It's
No.
amazing.
Hell no. Yours Mask is always better than Ocarina.
Ocarina of Time is better than Majora's Mask.
No, it's not.
To me, like, honestly, I haven't played it. Well, I played Ocarina of Time a little, and I have played Majora's Mask. So please explain to me how Majora's Mask is better. Like, just what it does exactly.
It's
How is
so
it different?
different!
Yeah, and that's what I'm asking. How is it different?
We need examples, man.
I want
Okay,
specifications.
so you have that whole 3-day thing, so you're on a time limit.
Like
But,
time limits and like.
wait, hold on. This is why everyone's like, oh god, this game's not good, you know? But you get the Ocarina in, like, very early in the game, so you can put, like, some kind of slowing effect on the timer so it goes a lot slower, so you know, I mean, and then you can, whenever it gets to like the final day, you can always just pull out that fucking Ocarina and play it back.
Yeah, but you get the Ocarina at the very beginning of the game of Ocarina of Time as well. You just gotta beat the first dungeon.
Yeah, but you don't get the oh my god.
To be like,
What?
look very similar. And I would imagine they're both really good games. Obviously, they're both highly regarded as Zelda games, but they're very, very similar. I'm sure you know that too. Is they're very similar. They're tried and true. A lot of the mechanics are pretty much copy and paste from one another. And in some regards, you know, Ocarina of Time made it possible for Majora's Mask. If you don't understand what I'm saying.
Well, in Techno's logic, he can go back in time before Ocarina of Time and give
By the power of the mask.
give Nintendo Majora's Mask. Therefore, Majora's Mask came before Ocarina of Time, screwing up the entire Nintendo timeline.
And then the newest installment is Legend of Zelda 2, Adventure of Link.
where he gets the Ocarina by Majora.
Techno
Hey.
screwed the whole timeline.
I just like Majora's Mask better than Ocarina of Time.
No, that's
That's
cool.
just
Like,
my thing.
you know, we never said Majora's Mask was a bad game.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't really played either. I forgot what tempo I got to in Ocarina of Time. It's just a thing with me, and in general, I have a really hard time finishing 3D Zelda games. There's something about it. I just have a hard time. I'd rather finish something like A Link to the Past, but it's just me. That's kind of my preference, too. I'm a 2D Zelda guy. I'm a 2D Mario guy. That's how I've been. Yeah.
Well, I could tell you, Galaxy is better than Super Mario 64.
That's a good one.
Wait a minute, well, that's a huge leap, man. You're going from the 64 to the Wii?
Yeah. I would hope things get better.
Yeah, that's a huge leap.
But again, it's one of those things where Mario 64 is highly regarded because, well, it's a good platformer. It's a really awesome platformer. But it kind of paved the way for 3D.
Galaxy whoops the fuck out of both of them, GameCube and 64.
Well, of course it is, man. It's the newest generation.
Yeah, they got it right. They basically perfected what they were trying to do in Mario 64 and that one. Well, Sunshine's kind of weird, but they basically
I like Sunshine.
Yeah, it's hit or miss with a lot of people, but
I hate that game.
they basically in Galaxy perfected what they were trying to do with Mario 64, but brought it to a bigger scope and a bigger scale, which is why it's good. But we're talking about the 64, so yeah.
Okay.
Did you know what my favorite power-up it was in Super Mario 64? Was the Metal Mario.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was my favorite power-up.
Everyone's.
Well, that game introduced a lot, man. It introduced the flying cap, too.
Yeah.
Which is in Mario Galaxy that Techno seems to like so much.
Yeah, it's fun. Level design was awesome, too.
Dude, that whole, you remember the stairs? That kind of creeped me out a little.
What about them?
Yeah,
You can't, it just keeps on going.
Yeah, just endless until
It's
you
the
go
music.
back. Yeah. Unless you're Sig Limit, you can just speed run the game in 10 seconds, but yeah. So, other games, I mean, I admit to not being the biggest 64 fan. It's not my favorite console, but doesn't mean there's no good games. And one of my personal favorites, I have a lot of games, but one of my favorites I think is F-Zero X on there. I think F-Zero X is an absolutely fantastic racing game. It's awesome, it still looks good, and the music is awesome. It's just really fun to play. I'm trying to think of what else.
One
Oh,
of
you
my
know-
favorites is Star Fox 64.
That was a good one, yeah. That guy, the Rumble Pack. Didn't
Yeah.
the Rumble Pack come with that?
That was the first game to have Rumble.
You know what started on the 64 was Mario Party.
Yeah.
The whole
Uh,
franchise started Mario Party.
Even Smash.
Smash Brothers started on the 64, yeah, too, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, two great series right there. I don't know how many Nintendo controls they broke on Mario Party though. had to be at least 4 or 5.
Well, I thought of a
I
few
hate
more.
Tekken.
Diddy Kong Racing, another fantastic racing
That's a
game.
great game, dude.
And another
yeah.
great racing game, Wave Race.
Right.
Love Wave
Wave Race,
64.
Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, guess I love Diddy Kong. Great music in Diddy Kong Racing too.
Dude, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I never played Conquer.
My God.
I don't know. Something about a drunken squirrel throwing toilet paper at poop monsters doesn't really appeal to me.
It does for me. You sold me a squirrel. You had me a squirrel.
Sold me a squirrel. No, I do want Conker's Bad Fur Day, but I'm not like excited or like overly hyped to get it.
What about the Two Rock games on there? You guys ever play those?
Oh, yeah.
Those are good.
Do you know the best wrestling game on that system was WCW and NWO
WO
Revenge.
Revenge. Yes.
That's the greatest wrestling game on that system, dude. Oh
Yeah.
my god. I spent summers playing that game with my
Yep.
brother.
Mhm.
Oh god. And then we got, what is it, everyone's favorite, probably first-person shooter? GoldenEye.
Oh, GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
That's
talk
another
about
one,
that.
man.
Perfect Dark.
Yeah, oh god, I love Perfect Dark. Totally forgot about that. Love Perfect Dark.
Dude, the thing that was weird about that game is, like, it was only, like, 33% of the game that you could only play without the expansion pack. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so weird.
That's what the expansion pack's for.
Well, I remember when that game came out, and me and my friends were like, yeah, you can only play, like, 30% of the game unless you get the expansion, and we all thought that was kind of stupid, but then, you know, obviously, like, now it's, you know, it's nothing really, but, like, back then I thought that was, like, a huge deal.
Donkey Kong 64 had the pack. Majora's Mask did.
And Star Fox.
Star Fox did?
Oh, that was a Rumble pack.
Yeah, that wasn't.
I mean, most N64s now should be pretty much have an expansion pack already in them. It's kind of a common thing now. But they kind of has one built in.
But you know what? Also, that Pokemon Stadium came out too.
Oh.
It came with that that transfer pack that let you bring over Pokemon from Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Yeah, and even Pokemon Stadium 2.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that
Silver,
one worked
Gold,
with Silver and
Silver.
Gold. Yeah, I think those were like the only two games that actually said this cartridge belongs to right on the sticker too. You guys remember that?
Yeah, like, you can't play anything else except for just Pokemon on that.
Speaking of Pokemon, another game I like, just because I like
Pokemon Snap!
just because I like, no, I got about Pokemon Snap. Because I like Tetris Attack,
Puzzle League.
Pokemon Puzzle League, which is just Tetris Attack. Tetris Attack with Pokemon makeover. But I'm a sucker for Tetris Attack. I own multiple versions of it. One of my favorite puzzle games, and probably the puzzle game I'm best at. I'm not good at many games, but I play a mean game of Tetris Attack. I'm pretty hard to beat. Just say that. Regular Tetris, though, that's another story, which is kind of weird too, but I suck at regular Tetris, but I'm awesome at Tetris Attack. What do you guys think of the controller, honestly?
I hate it.
I actually didn't mind it.
Okay, so why do you hate it, Techno?
It's just, I don't, it's, I like, okay, I like it for Star Fox 64, but pretty much for everything else,
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm not the hugest fan of the controller, and in some ways, the controller actually puts me off from wanting to play 64. And it's a kind of the weird thing, but the controller works really good for certain games. Like for me, I think it works great for F-Zero X, but for other games, it just feels a little awkward, and it just feels awkward in general because it feels like you never have your hand on the left side of the controller. It's always the middle and the right, and that just feels weird to have like a loose end, like just out there, like it's just hanging out there, and be predominantly playing that close with your hands together is a little awkward. But that's what aftermarket controllers are invented for. I really badly want one of those. What is it, Hori pads for the 64?
Yeah, Hori.
I really want one of those because I'd probably play more 64 if I had one of those.
Yeah.
Make it more comfortable.
I never saw that as a huge issue. Like, holding the middle of the controller and the right side of the controller, that never bothered me.
Yeah, it's just weird to me to have my hands that close for a controller.
I think it was weird holding the left and the right side of the controller. Huh, that's strange.
Yeah, because they never used the arrows for anything hardly. But there weren't many games because the joystick was right there. So. Which brings me to my other point. I don't care for the joystick. I'm really scared that it breaks or something.
Yeah.
They should have made that with a little more resistance.
Especially games like Mario Party, dude. That thing would have snapped off.
Yeah.
Cause you had to like rotate that thing for like so many of those mini games, like wicked hard, just so you could beat the computer. Oh god, those Mario Party games.
Bleeding hands and all that's just cutting into your palm. Like I gotta beat up.
Wasn't there like a thing like Nintendo was giving away like free gloves to like people who bought that game?
Yeah.
Was that true?
No, you had to call them and like say that your hand was bleeding or something, and they'd send you a glove for free, I think.
Oh my god, I never did that, but that's kind of crazy.
I played a lot of Rampage 2 for 64 with my stepsister, because, you know, the 64 had 4 controller ports, so you had, like, so many multiplayer games.
Oh, what about Star Wars: The Shadow of the Empire?
Oh, yeah.
That was a great game, dude. I think it was like the invented a brand new character, the Dash Rendar, just for that game.
Yeah.
That game was so awesome. I could never beat IG-88. Never could beat him. But yeah, such an amazing game. Techno, I'm surprised you haven't said Banjo-Kazooie yet.
Oh yes, Banjo-Kazooie! Dude, I still haven't played Banjo 2 yet.
What? Play that. Get off the podcast and play it right now.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, I kinda just, like, forgot about it. But yeah, if you haven't played that game, you need to, because I never played it, and then I bought it on 360, and fell in love with it.
And you didn't beat it?
I haven't beat it yet. I'm on the final boss, but it pisses me off. But hopefully one day I will beat it, and then I will play Banjo-Tooie.
You guys ever play Mischief Makers?
No.
No, but I know I've heard of it, but
It's a good game. It's very quirky, very colorful, and like the characters are like they're kind of set in like this. They look claymation-ish, but like they're not claymation at all. But it's such a weird game. You play like this like anime girl with like some sort of like double jump rocket ability, and like the only thing I can really remember from the game is you're grabbing onto the thing and you're like these weird face things, and you're going like and you're shaking them all to death to get all these different power ups. But it was a good game. I remember playing a lot of that. I can't remember the purpose of that game though. I suggest you guys try it out though.
that reminds me. Clay Fighter on 64.
Yeah, the Clay Fighter 63 and a third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had Earthworm Jim in and Booger Man.
Did it really?
Yeah. Because that company that made Clay Fighter made those games.
I only played the one on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. I know I'm forgetting something.
Well, you're forgetting the greatest game on the 64.
What?
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Sure.
He flies.
The Man of fucking Steel. Yeah.
No! Superman!
Superman!
No! He
64.
sucked! That sucked so bad.
Ring Simulator
I'm-
2000.
No, you're
way,
bringing
man.
back bad memories.
That was the greatest ring simulator ever.
Yeah, maybe. Ring Simulator.
Dude, it was awesome, man. You get to fly through rings, and then you fly through more rings, and once you're done with those rings, you fly through more rings. It was great.
No, I don't like that though.
Then you're not a gamer. I'm sorry.
I'll go back to play my Sega Dreamcast.
You know what's funny? Actually, that game 64, Superman 64. I was in this like retro shop about like a week ago, and I found like a box copy of that game for like $13. I didn't buy it though, but I kind of wanted
Yeah,
to.
good.
I kind of wanted to though, just because.
I know he had games on Super Nintendo, but Goemon, Mystical Ninja.
Mm-hmm. I never played that one, but funny thing you bring up Goemon is I had a weird moment like the other day where I was looking up Game Boy games or whatever, and it was one of those things where I had totally forgotten about this game, and it was one of those things where as soon as I saw the screenshot like for it, I'm like, oh my god, I remember that game. I totally used to play that. And it turns out it was actually Goemon, Mystical Ninja on the Game Boy, and I loved that as a kid. I never owned it, but it was my friend's, and he let me borrow it, and I just remember falling in love with it. I used to think it was awesome, being able to choose the different characters, and it's top-down and like a little action game. It was fun as hell on the Game Boy. So it was just weird. It's like, I didn't know, I completely forgotten about it until now. It's like, oh my god, I need to buy this game again. Well, I never owned it, so it'd be awesome to own it, but yeah, I just totally forgot I played Goemon on the Game Boy.
How about Squaresoft going to Sony and releasing Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation instead of the 64?
That's true. That was actually a big deal. That's kind of weird to see. Out there to support on the Super Nintendo and the regular Nintendo, the original Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy 4, which it actually is, and Final Fantasy 3, which is actually 6. But then they would go to 7 on the PlayStation, which is weird.
Yeah, but didn't 7, it was too big for the 64?
I think that was one of the games where they wanted it and really wanted to push the N64 DD because they wanted to use it for expansion. But obviously we know what happened with the 64 DD. But yeah, they were trying, but it just wouldn't fit. And like you said, since it wouldn't fit, there's a 64 DD, which if you don't know, it's like a little expansion thing that you pop your 64 on top of it. And they had these like floppy disk looking cards that you would insert into it. I know like one of them was F-Zero X, which expanded it to be able to make your own levels and stuff like that. But they wanted to make Final Fantasy VII where it was like you would pop in the card and then pop in the expansion with the 64 DD.
And also, Ocarina of Time was going to be on the disc drive.
Yeah, that's true. There's a few. That was an interesting thing, the 64 DD.
It's so weird that Final Fantasy VII wouldn't fit on when Resident Evil 2 did.
But, I could see Resident Evil 2. In scope, it's a much smaller game than Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, I don't know. It's true, but I just find it a little weird, but yeah.
Yeah, 64, that's the thing. Love it. 64s.
I got a green one.
I got a black one, because I love my default-looking consoles.
I got a gold one.
I got a green controller. Jungle Green, man, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love my Jungle Green controller. So random. What were some of your favorite colors? I mean, that was the other thing with the 64. Is there was a shit ton of colors for the system, shit ton of colors for the controllers.
Dude, mine was gold. I got the
Yeah.
I got the Ocarina of Time bundle. Came with the gold system, gold controller, gold cartridge. Shit was awesome. I don't have any more though. I wish I did.
I wish I had a... I really like... They did that for the Game Boy Color as well. The purple, Atomic Purple was the name for it.
Yeah, where it's partially see-through. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for see-through consoles, man. I love that. That's why my Game Boy Advance, I have like the see-through purple or whatever that's for. And that's what, those are some of the colors I like for the 64, is the ones that are like see-through, partially see-through. Those are pretty cool.
Well, what were all the colors? They had gold, black,
Black,
purple,
see-through orange.
Yeah, see-through orange, see-through purple, see-through green. Was there a see-through blue?
I think so, yes.
Yes, I just googled N64 colors. There's so many. So for see-throughs, it looks like there's purple, red, orange,
Was there
gray.
like silver?
Yeah, well, I'm seeing a gray one, a green, and a blue. And we can't forget about the most awesome one. Hey, you Pikachu. Yeah.
Hey, you Pikachu.
I love Pikachu.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that game too, like the microphone and shit.
Yeah, the weird ass microphone.
Oh yeah.
And
the Pikachu.
I didn't know this, but if you would say like PlayStation, Pikachu would get angry.
Yeah, Nintendo's been doing that forever. They've been taking jabs at everyone. They did it with Sega, they did it with everyone.
Pikachu.
So many colors. There's something something I really wish they would bring back nowadays is, it's so generic nowadays. It's like a console don't come with variety. Yeah, there's like no variety. I miss the days when I used to be able to actually choose my color and stuff like that. Now it's either get white or you get black. You know, take your choice. What do you want? Ebony or ivory? What do you want? And I'm like, I kind of want a little color. Maybe. That's cool. Because one of my favorite versions of the PS3, which I'm so mad never came out, is the Ni no Kuni gold PS3, and it's fucking gorgeous. And even like simple stuff, like even there's like a Metal Gear Solid Gunmetal Gray PS3. It's like the older model, but that thing is sexy. I love the Gunmetal Gray because it has like a kind of stainless steel finish. It's really badass.
Oh yeah.
See, it was like I missed that, man. I want some colors.
Isn't there like a one-piece PS3 as well?
Oh, there's so many in Japan. There's a Final Fantasy. There's a Tales of Iliad 2, actually, which just recently came out. A Tales of Iliad 2 PS3 with the logo and everything, with a really badass custom controller. And
there's a red one too, isn't there?
Yeah, which makes me think like there was some custom 360s. I mean, you had like the Halo one, which was like green with like orange, and
oh yeah, the original Xbox.
Yeah, you had the Gears of War and stuff like that. But with PS3 in the States, it's like nothing.
Yeah, it's just black.
Yeah. Miss the good old days, man. Miss the cartridges of N64. And that was the thing, too. It's like that was kind of the last time. If you exclude, like, the DS, I don't really count the DS as, like, carts because they're more like SD cards. But that was kind of the last time we saw carts, you know. While everyone was going disc, you know, Dreamcast, PlayStation, they all wanted disc. They were still showing basically, hey, we can still fit these kind of games on a cartridge still. Yeah, good times with the 64. Good times. So, know what time it is?
No.
I think it's time for some news.
Yay!
News time!
Breaking news. I have one news article, and it depresses me big time.
Oh, don't tell me. I'm in a good mood.
And I really hope this isn't true because it's just a patent, but I feel like it might be very, very true because they've been talking about this for a long time. And I think it's Sony basically shooting themselves in the foot if they actually do this.
I've heard this.
Sony has filed for an anti-used games patent officially. So there's been rumors going around for a long time now. We've heard it where, you know, the next-gen consoles were going to try and lock out used games, prevent you from playing used games. And apparently Sony is, like their CEO, Jack Tretton, recently came out, and a long time when the rumors were first circulating about this, And he basically came out and said, that's not true, we're not actually doing that. But then here we go a couple months later, they're filing for a patent. And basically they're filing for a patent. There's a direct quote. They have a direct quote from the patent. According to present embodiment realizing the electronics content processing system that reliably restricts the use of electronic content dealt in the second-hand markets. As a result, the dealing of electronic content in the second-hand markets is suppressed, which in turn supports the redistribution part of proceeds from sales and electronics content to the developers. So yeah, Sony filed for this, and like they said, it's just a patent, and they might not use it, but knowing Sony, they probably will. This will be for their new PS4, and basically, from what I could tell and what it seems like, it's basically, if you pop in the game for the first time in a console, it like reads it, and it becomes permanently attached to that user's ID, and it's permanently attached, so anytime any other user ID tries to use it, it won't work, which is weird. It's just the stupidest thing. They're basically trying to compete and get rid of people like GameStop and trying to get all the money and basically have all the money go to developers, which, yeah, when you buy used, none of that's going to a developer. It's going to GameStop. It's going to Amazon, whoever, eBay, if you buy used. But, it's in today's economy. Not all of us have the money to just go out and buy brand new games at $60 right away. We like to be able to buy it like down the road for $20 or something off someone. But this is weird too because it basically, not only can you buy used games, you think about it, you can't lend games, you can't let people borrow games because you would have to let them borrow your system and the game in order to play the game because it's locked to your console. And it's just weird, like, the used market is such a huge market, and like in general, like I'm not just talking about games, we really need the used market. It's just, a good example is like if you could only buy new cars, there was absolutely no used cars, you wouldn't be able to use them. You had to go to a dealer, pay market value for whatever car you wanted. You'd never be able to get a car for under like $10,000 and all that. It's just weird. It's like Sony's basically trying to, establish, all these games, and like you basically are forcibly, if you have the system, you're basically forced to pay market value, whatever it goes for the game, which I don't imagine the game's ever going on sale being new. I mean, 50, maybe $40, but I can't imagine them dropping cheaper than that. It's just absurd. Sony's really shooting themselves in the foot with this. I'm seeing already lots of comments where like, oh, yeah, I guess the PS3 is the last Sony console I buy and stuff like that, or, I don't think Sony's realizing how many people are really upset by this, and because of it, you're seeing so many loyal PS3 owners who are like, I don't even want to touch the PS4, I don't want to see that console. They're shooting themselves in the foot, and I think this and kind of some of the mistakes they're doing with the PS Vita, I think this could be the nail in the coffin for Sony. I'd hate to say, but I didn't really expect them to be the first of the big three to go under, but with this, yeah, I think it's totally possible. And Microsoft's not out of the clear either, because apparently this patent works for the new Blu-ray drive or whatever that they're going to use in the PS4. But if you remember, and I remember, the new Xbox is supposed to use a similar Blu-ray player. They're upgrading to Blu-ray. So they could possibly use the same patent too, so I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft did the same thing too. I kind of knew this. I kind of had a feeling a long time ago that this was like the console generation where, I'm done. This is the finish line. I'm done. I'm not going to buy a PS4 if I can never buy used stuff. That's just absurd.
Yeah.
So you said you buy a PS4 game and you put it in your system, and it's tied to that account?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, what if you have multiple accounts on the same system?
You're fucked. That's the thing. That's why it's so stupid.
So
the other big issue too that someone brought up too is what happens if your console breaks? You have the game tied to it or whatever. I think it actually gets tied to the system, but it's really weird. It ties it to the ID, it ties it to the system.
Well, tying it to the system would be better than tying it to an account because, say, like, so let's say like a 10-year-old boy or 15-year-old boy buys blah 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 game, and then his brother wants to play blah 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 game, but on their own account. Are you telling me can they use the same disc to play on both accounts, or do they have to buy 2 copies of the same game, even though they're playing on the same system? So I think it's better if you tie it to the system than tie it to one particular account.
Yeah, but even if you tie it to the system, the problem with that is you buy that game used, and it's not going to play regardless. Nothing's going to play.
I still don't know how they would do that though, because basically, once you put the game in the system, it's automatically a used game. Like it loses its new value. So how does that work? Like you put in the game once, play it, and then if you got to keep it in the system.
No, I think you're reading into this wrong. Basically, imagine it like this. You know how computer software has like serial codes?
Yeah.
Basically, imagine it like that. Basically, it's a game. You buy it, you go to the store, I want Call of Duty 10, whatever. You buy Call of Duty 10, it's shrink wrapped and everything, you pop that bad boy in. It's going to probably go through a first time setup where it registers it to the console, and you can still take it out, put it back, I'm done playing it, put it back on the shelf. Play it again, but it's signed in. Your buddy comes over like, hey, can I borrow the new Call of Duty game? It's like, okay, but it's not going to work because it's tied to my console, kind of deal, unless you want to take my whole console too. But then, on the same, is you can't sell it because if you sell it, whoever buys it is not going to be able to play it because it's tied to your account and your system.
I think the games will lose value if you could do that, though.
Well, they're not going to lose value because everyone's going to be forced to buy new, though. Because basically that's the thing.
Yeah, but
picture no used market, you wouldn't be able to buy anything.
Yeah, but if you have, I've talked to a couple of people where they're like, okay, I played the game, now I'm done. I don't want it anymore. Like, what do you do with that game afterward? Do you just keep it around and let it collect dust?
That's the big deal is with this is, the people like that, there's so many of them, that's the big deal is it's theirs. They played it, they bought it new, they played it, it's theirs permanently. They can't do anything with it. You can't go to GameStop because it's useless. Can't sell it online because it's useless to anyone else except you, the original purchaser. That's why this is such a big deal. That's why so many people are outraged, rightfully so.
Well, I think I would join those people in not buying the PS4 if this happened.
Oh yeah, I've been done a long time ago. I think the Wii U is the last current gen console I buy. And isn't that funny? Imagine if Sony, everyone's giving shit to the Wii U, like, it's not going to be able to compete. Nintendo is clever. They know what they're doing. This is why they've lasted for so long as they've done. Because all of a sudden, if Microsoft and Sony lock out used games, what's the only console that allows you used games on the current market? The Wii U.
Sega Pico.
Oh, I love the Sega Pico. Used books.
Yeah, dude.
Love my Sonic reading. But yeah, it's the Wii U. Like, the Wii U is the only one that would allow used purchases, and it's playing possibly some of the similar games. Then all of a sudden, it's like, hey, maybe we should buy the Wii U. We can save money, buy used games. Very smart, Nintendo. Good job. Proud of you.
Okay, I have another question. Okay, what if a game comes out for multiple systems? Like, say, blah, 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 game comes out for the PS4 and the Wii U. How would that work? Like, would you not be able to buy a used copy for the PS4, but you can buy a used copy for the Wii U?
Yeah, exactly, because the Wii U plays used games. It's out there now. You never heard anything about it being locked. You can totally buy used games.
That's going to be... Well, I'm just saying that's going to, whoever, I'm just going to say Mass Effect 4. If they make Mass Effect 4 for both systems, the company behind Mass Effect, they're not going to want to make it for both systems. They're going to make it only on one.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking wrong?
I mean, they're going to make it on as many because think about it, the more systems means more money, but they would probably want to make more copies for the PS4 and Xbox 720 because they know that since there's no used games, everyone's buying new games, and all of that money is going to them.
I think I was thinking wrong about this. Yeah, because they would get the money for a used game, for a new game for the PS4 and the Wii U. Yeah, I was thinking wrong about this. Yeah, okay.
Because, the developers, with the Wii U are hurt because people are just, playing it new, buying it used, like everyone's been doing, and then they can just keep circulating that same copy over and over, whereas they just get all the money from the PS4 and all that. This is mainly for the developers and mainly for the main companies like Microsoft and Sony to keep more of the money. And they've been pushing this so much. I mean, they've, in their heart, all these companies have been wanting to get rid of used material. It just really hurts them. They've been wanting to stomp out companies like GameStop forever, which is what they're trying to do, basically. That's a sad thing, too, is I know if this happens, it's like GameStop, I don't see them lasting long because no one's going to be trading in used games except for the Wii U and maybe the 3DS, PS Vita. But
well,
that's about
it. They always have the option of going retro. Like, they were originally Funko-Land.
Yeah. Well, man.
They could always go back.
Didn't they kind of announce something about that, or a rumor or something about GameStop going back to retro?
Well, they would have to if
it makes sense. It's the only way for them to make
this
money.
goes through. They would have to, because dude, they're already giving away or selling retro games on their like reward website. They're already doing that.
Oh.
Yeah. It just costs an absurd amount. But, GameStop's been around forever. I still own, PS1 games with GameStop stickers on them and stuff like that. Like, oh man, I used to go to GameStop when they had PS1 games. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I remember.
I'd go, I'd love to see them bring back retro.
Yeah,
I'd be the first in line. Like, I'm ready.
Went back to what they, used to do, I would totally go back there.
Dude, my favorite thing, with Funko-Land, going there every single week, they had, do you guys remember these, the newspapers?
What newspapers?
It was basically a list of, list of games from, NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Game Boy, blah, 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 old retro systems. And, every week they would come out with this newspaper, and it was just a list of all the games and how much they would give you for that game. Do you guys not remember this?
No, I remember.
Yeah,
I was born in 1990. Yeah,
you might be a little too young. Yeah, well, Funko-Land, they used to have this. They used to have a newspaper. You go there every week, a brand new newspaper, and it just had a list of games and say, Kirby for the NES. You would look up Kirby, and right next to it will be $5. They would give you the $5 for Kirby. So basically it will let you know what you would get for your games if you traded them in. That was my favorite thing to do.
Oh, okay.
My favorite thing. Every week I picked up a new newspaper. It was cool. Obviously, they won't do that now because print is basically dead. But
Yeah, so basically that's it for my news. Sad news. Good job, Sony. Bravo. Pat yourselves on the back.
Yeah,
Pissed off millions of people. Good job.
I'm
Sony, damn it.
I'm deeply depressed.
R.I.P. Sony, 2013.
Should've just went with the Sega Dreamcast. Sony was gonna fuck it up someday.
Nintendo's the smartest. I give so much credit to Nintendo, even when people give them shit and they don't see why they would do some things. They know what they're doing. They're smart people. They know what they've been doing. That's why it lasted for 50 plus years now. They've been around forever.
Yeah, that's how they beat the Genesis.
They beat everyone.
C Engine.
They got to watch so many competitors fall before them, and they're still here. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, beat Atari.
I think everyone beat Atari.
I think Atari kind of beat themselves. With the Jaguar?
With the Jaguar.
Yeah, they kind of beat themselves. That's it for our news. So, Clive, you have any news for us?
I actually have two news stories, and one of them is about Nintendo. It's rumored that the next Super Mario Bros. Game is going to have a level editor. one of the most requested features to be added to a future Mario title is the ability to let users create and share their own levels, kind of like something like, Little Big Planet or something like that. Well, in a recent interview with the director of, what's the magazine? I don't have the name of the magazine. But, basically they did, I'm sorry?
Famitsu?
I don't know. I got this news story and they don't have the magazine in this article for some reason. But they recently interviewed the director of some magazine, and they recently said the recent new Super Mario Bros. U was revealed that this this game could feature the possibility of having a level editor sometime in the future. So far, no Mario title has had... No Mario title to date has allowed users to make their own levels. However, the new Super Mario Bros. U has a coin edit feature, which in coin battle mode lets players edit the placement of the coins within the level, thus giving the players a taste of what it's like to edit a level. Now, I think this is really possible. They could probably do this with an updated patch for new Super Mario Bros. U, or I don't know if they really want to wait to a future Super Mario Bros. Games. I don't know why they would do that. I would think they would just do it with the current game they have out now. But just think, if you use the Nintendo Wii gamepad with the Nintendo Miiverse, and in addition of letting players create their own levels, it would give so much innovation to the new Super Mario Bros. Series that it would blow people away. It would be bigger than Little Big Planet. It would be bigger than Minecraft. It's insane. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Oh man, are you kidding me? I'd kill for a level editor in Mario. That'd be amazing. Especially community driven. It's like taking Mario, what's tried and true, and mixing it in Little Big Planet. And can you imagine some of the stuff people can make? It'd be amazing.
Dude. Yeah, I used to have, I still have it, but Mega Man Powered Up for the PSP, that had a level editor in it, and me and my friend made so many crazy levels in that game. If they did it for new Super Mario Bros. U, just like what you said, Dan, it would be crazy. It would be bigger than the Wii U itself.
No, yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd be on that all the time. I'd be wanting to check out all the new levels, everything.
But yeah, I don't know why they could easily do it for the current game now. I don't know why they would wait for a future Super Mario Bros. Game, but I don't know. I don't work in Nintendo, so I can't say. But yeah, I have one more news story, and it's again the Nintendo. That there's something big news about Pokemon coming out January 8th. A recent Black and White 2 commercial recently aired on Japanese television. At the end of the commercial, there was a title card announcement that states, "We at Pokemon want to share the latest news with you. Scheduled announcement January 8th. Obviously, the announcement is from Pokemon Company, and they plan to do something big on January 8th. Now, Game Freak's director, I'm going to get this name wrong, I always do, Junichi Masuda, revealed on his Twitter in December that he just filmed an episode of Pokemon Smash, which is kind of like this Pokemon Japanese TV show where they talk about everything Pokemon. And since the episodes are recorded a month in advance, it's most likely that the episode that he filmed in December is going to be aired sometime in January. And Masuda usually appears on Pokemon Smash to make game announcements. Now, this could be anything. This could be a new Pokemon game altogether. It could be a remake of maybe Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. It could be anything. I have no idea. No one knows what's going to be announced on January 8th, but something is going to be announced on January 8th for Pokemon.
Man. Hey, you Pikachu 2 for the Wii U. Oh,
Hey, you Pikachu.
Get hype. Get hype.
Pokemon Gold and Silver too.
Pokemon Gold and Silver 2.
They should just
I don't
do
know,
it. I've always been dying for just like a big-ass Pokemon game where you just take all the generations, throw everything together, all the regions, and just make some massive
Pokemon
game.
Ultimate.
Yeah,
Pokemon Ultimate, yeah.
be sweet.
I wouldn't mind a Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald remake for the 3DS. For the 3DS. I don't know for the DS, but I wouldn't mind a remake. That would be great, because Ruby and Sapphire were, like, my least favorite Pokemon games, and I never actually beat that game. Actually, I never got past Gym 4, but I wouldn't mind a remake. But I don't know, like I said, this thing could be anything. No one knows what this announcement is going to be. But something's going to happen on January 8th. So, keep your fingers crossed. And that's it. That's my news stories.
Beautiful. Good job, Clive. I'm proud of you, man. And Techno, wow, way to step up your game, man. Good job with the news.
I know.
Good job. You really brought it home. You brought home those hard-hitting, news stories to us. Good job. Killer.
You're an ass.
What?
Techno doesn't need news stories because he's so damn beautiful. He's just here to, like, glamour the podcast.
Yeah, he's like that sexy news anchor. Such that, like, you don't give a fuck what she's saying, but she's just hot, and you're just watching her. He's like that, basically. I love news.
Happy birthday, Press Start Podcast. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Techno, you sexy, sexy bitch.
Exactly.
All right. I'll take it.
You know
I you will.
You know what would be sexier is if you just like popped out of a cake wearing your pod underwear and nothing else on your entire body except one of the masks from Majora's Mask. But you guys know what I bought this weekend? Or not this weekend, but the other day?
What did you buy?
I bought Sonic 2006.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
Yes, 3. we all
funny.
know
That's the thing.
we all know that it's going to be played because Techno he promised to beat Tales of Vesperia.
Oh, he's already got it.
I actually did play a little.
Really?
Oh,
Tell
man.
us about it.
Tell
Tell us about it.
me about
I
this
don't
experience.
remember.
What? Well, how do you not remember?
It's after the whole monster thing.
That could be any moment of the game.
There's tons of monsters throughout the entire game.
Okay, you know that last week's episode, I was talking about the whole sun door and
Mm-hmm.
monster in there? Yeah, it's after that.
Did you beat the boss after you input the password and go in there, that area?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I meant.
Okay, good. Then you played like how much more? Like an hour or so?
Yeah.
So in 1 week, you only played an hour?
Oh, he's almost there. He's getting there.
Hey, I was playing Sonic and All-Star Racing.
I don't care. Play Tales of Vesperia.
There's no Yuri in Sonic All-Stars Racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There should be.
And there's no dog smoking a pipe.
Yeah, that should be in everything. So, in this rate, we might as well give Techno an extra year, and, we probably still won't play our games.
Okay. So on January 4th, 2014, Techno's going to beat Tales of Vesperia.
Oh, man, I don't know. It's going to be pushing it.
damn it.
I don't know.
Assholes.
No, wait a minute. How are we assholes, dude? I personally asked you last week, are you going to play this game? And you said yes. And I even gave you an extra week.
No, I guess that means he's beating it this next week. It's going to
So
power hard.
You have 1 more week to beat this game. Now, I bought
Beat
Sonic.
it, okay?
You're going to beat it in a week.
Yes, I will.
Power through that shit.
Okay. You gave your word.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, can't wait to play Fighting Force 2. Wait.
I know, and I bought Sonic 06 for like $7, so I'm already prepared.
Fucking overpaid.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't fucking care. I just want you to beat
It's
Tales of
like
Vesperia.
I'm
fucking...
surprised
it's
they
not
didn't give
even
you that
worth
for free.
a penny.
They probably have copies laying around where they just hand out to people at the
Dude,
house.
it's so funny. I bought Sonic 06 and it came in like the shitty ass
Yeah,
case. I'm
I
like,
saw
what
that.
the fuck, dude? There's stickers all over.
That's how much... That's what the game is like.
It's like,
Shit.
No, I'm serious. I bought this game. Actually, I'm holding it right here. Stickers all over it. The plastic over the actual the cover of the game that's fucking falling off. I'm like, this is crap. But it was like their last copy. I'm like, whatever. I'll just buy this. Techno is gonna be Tales of Vesperia anyway, so I gotta get this game. So I wanted it on the 360, but all they had was PS3.
It was good. We got our weekly Vesperia update.
Yeah. And he said it. He said he's going to beat it in 1 week, and I believe you, Techno.
Oh man, he's gonna power
I
through.
will. And then
All right.
you're gonna have to do like, how am I going to know that you played 06?
I'll
You're
tell
gonna
you.
fly out there and watch him
What do
play.
you what do you want me to do?
I don't know. I guess.
I could take a picture of the ending for you if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you beat Sonic 06?
I don't think many people
No,
have.
but I know the ending.
All right. This is okay. So when you beat Tales of Vesperia, take a picture of the end credits or something like that, and I'll do the same for Sonic.
Okay.
And I'll do Fighting
Okay.
Force.
Okay.
All right. So that's what I'll do. I'll just take my digital camera and shoot the TV with Sonic making out with that human girl.
Yeah.
No,
That's how it is.
that comes before.
Oh man, can't wait.
Well, whatever the credits is.
Okay.
Alright, so there you go.
Guess so.
But you guys
Oh.
know what time it is?
It's about almost 9.
9:54.
Don't tell me the actual goddamn time. You tell me this every week.
Party.
Because you ask every fucking time.
Yeah, but it's time for Clive's My Little Trivia, and
Oh.
I want you guys to say that. I don't want the actual time.
It's time for Clive's My Little Trivia.
There you go, Dan. See,
And
I knew I
Techno's
liked it.
fucking Jeopardy. Woo.
Techno's fucking Jeopardy.
Techno's fucking Jeopardy.
Why
Now,
is that not on NBC yet?
I don't know, man. This is
That's bullshit.
why things work out the way we want them. But yep, that's right. It's time for Techno's fucking Jeopardy. But we're not doing Jeopardy this week. I changed it up.
No! I like
Unfortunate.
fucking Jeopardy. That's bullshit.
Guys,
Hollywood Squares? What is
I'm
it?
I literally had no time to come up with questions this week, so bear with me.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's rock this.
And I'll go back to Jeopardy next week, I promise. Okay?
I love
Yay.
Jeopardy.
Okay, but I changed the game up a little bit, and we're gonna play subtitles.
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 Everyone knows some games have a subtitle, like Super Mario RPG has the subtitle Legend of the Seven Stars. So what I did is I went on a couple websites at work, just looking up games, and I found several. Actually, I have 21 games that have subtitles to them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the subtitle to you, and you guys
have to tell me the game. Okay.
You have to tell me the game. So
Yeah.
So if I said Legend of the Seven Stars, you would have to tell me
Mario
Mario
RPG.
Okay? How does that sound?
Sounds
Yeah.
interesting. I like
Let's
this.
do this shit. I'm ready.
And I'm assuming
Alright.
explosions is our buzzing word, just to get
No, it's Superman 64.
Superman 64, greatest game ever.
All right. And
That's a bit long.
Fine, it's just Superman. We know
yeah,
what
it's
we're
just
talking
Superman.
about. Superman's
Okay.
our buzzing word.
Okay. So each right answer is only worth 1 point because it's not Jeopardy.
Mhm.
Okay. So who won last week?
I believe
I did.
Techno.
All right, Techno, you can go first. Actually, you don't go first. I'm just gonna say it. Okay. I forgot. We're not doing Jeopardy. All right. Okay. The subtitle is Dixie Kong's Double Trouble.
Oh, Superman. That is Donkey Kong Country 3.
You are correct. Are you clapping for yourself?
I'm clapping for Techno.
Oh, I thought Techno was clapping for himself.
Oh,
I'm like, okay. Okay, next one is Hyperstone Heist.
Superman.
It's not Superman.
Yeah, get it right.
It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You are correct. Okay, next one is Journey of the Cursed King.
But
Superman.
Fuck.
Are these too easy?
It's motherfucking Dragon Quest 8.
You are correct, Techno. Are these too fucking easy?
Yeah.
Sorry. Alright, next one is Chains of Olympus.
Superman.
What is it, Techno?
God of War.
You are correct. Fate of Two Worlds.
Oh, God.
Superman.
What is it, Dan?
Marvel vs. Capcom.
No.
Huh?
I don't think.
Do you know it, Techno? If not, I'm gonna give it to Dan.
Superman, I totally
Pac-Man.
forgot the name of the game. So, yeah.
Alright, I kind of gave it away. It's actually Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna give it to Dan because he was kind of close. Okay, next one is Surprise at Dinosaur Peak.
Superman.
What is it?
Flintstones.
You are correct.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, next one is Tools of Destruction.
Superman.
Superman. He got it.
First.
Ratchet and
Yep.
Clank.
You are
Yep.
correct. Okay, next one is Dante's Awakening.
Superman.
What is it?
Devil May Cry.
You are correct.
Shit.
You guys are tied with 8 each. 4 each. Okay, next one is Dawn of Sorrows.
Superman.
What is it?
Shit.
Castlevania.
No, you're wrong.
Damn.
What?
No. Dawn of Sorrows.
I thought it was Castlevania. Dawn of Sorrows.
Wow, okay. Dan, you are correct. I'm sorry.
Oh, like really? I thought
No,
that was a Castlevania
no.
Dawn of Sorrows.
No, I'm actually, I kind of fucked that one up. I have Dawn of Sorrows for Castlevania and then Dawn of Sorrows for Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Okay, so technically you got that right. I apologize. So, yeah. Alright, next one is Shaolin Monks.
Superman.
Oh, mother.
Mortal
fuck.
Kombat.
You are correct.
Man, I'm on a roll now.
Alright, next one is Yoshi's Island.
Superman.
What is it?
Super Mario Advance 3.
Nope.
Okay, it's Superman. Super Mario World 2.
You are correct.
Okay.
Oh. I'm dumb.
No, you were close.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking of.
Alright, next one is Odyssey to the West.
Odyssey to
Oh,
what?
fuck. Superman.
What is it?
Enslaved.
You are correct.
Okay.
Alright, next one is End of the Millennium.
Superman.
What is it?
That is Fancy Star 4.
You are correct.
Oh, I wasn't gonna get that.
Alright, next one is Combat Evolved.
Superman.
Superman.
Dan said it first.
Halo.
You are correct. Next one is Calamity Trigger.
Superman.
What is it?
Blaze Blue.
You are correct.
Alright.
Precursor Legacy.
Superman.
What is it?
Jack and Daxter.
You are correct.
You better get that right.
This is good. Guys, I like this. This is very
Fast
close.
pace.
Okay, next one is Sons of Liberty.
Superman.
Fuck.
I think Techno said it.
Yes, that is Metal Gear Solid 2.
You are correct. Okay, next one is Return of Samus.
Superman.
What is it?
Metroid 2.
You are correct. Okay, next one is Trouble in Wacky Land.
I don't know. Throw out a guess. Superman. I'm gonna say Looney Tunes.
No.
Okay. I have no idea.
God damn it. Superman, Woody Woodpecker?
Nope, you're wrong. It's
Well,
actually
Woody.
It's
Tiny
Tiny
Tim?
Adventures 2
Oh.
for the NES. Alright, last one is Drake's Deception.
Superman.
What is it?
Shit.
Drake's Deception. That is... Do I need to say a number too?
Yes.
Oh, okay, wait. That is... Uncharted, the first one.
Wrong.
Superman.
Oh, okay, it's Uncharted
It's
3.
Uncharted 3.
You are correct.
Yes.
Okay, you guys tied.
Oh!
You guys tied with 10 points apiece.
Wow.
That's
Proud of
fun.
you.
That was fast paced.
That was fast. I enjoyed that a lot because it was fast paced and you guys were like really into it. You guys were like Superman, Superman, Superman. I'm glad. You guys like that? Yeah.
Yes, I like it a lot.
Good, because next week I'm going back to Jeopardy.
Oh, I love Jeopardy though. So much.
I love them both so
Love
much.
them all. Hollywood Squares, Wheel of Fortune. Let's do it.
Alright, well, you tied, so I don't know what to do with that. So you guys are both winners.
We're
Yay.
both winners. Everyone pat themselves on the back.
You rock! Woohoo! The time! Who's got the time?
It's question time.
We have
Yay.
1, 2, 3. Yay! We have 3 questions, and the first one is from Zevin1718. He says, in RPGs, do you prefer either an annoying protagonist like Tidus from Final Fantasy X or Luke from Tales of the Abyss, or do you prefer a silent protagonist like Chrono, not like any Persona where he doesn't talk? Okay, do you like an annoying protagonist or a silent one? That's the question.
I like the kick-ass.
I'm thinking I like Kick-Ass, like Yuri from
Yeah.
Tales of Despair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm actually a big fan of when they do just pure silent protagonists. I'm thinking of Adol Christian from Ease. Like, it's just great to
yeah.
have someone who just doesn't talk and, like, you are the hero, you are that guy, you know? I can't stand annoying heroes. Like, that's... I think Luke falls in that same boat in Tales of the Abyss. He's an annoying protagonist, and he brought down that RPG, and I couldn't get through it because of it. It's like I'd rather just being badass from the beginning, or, you know.
Yeah, I have to go with you. I hate characters with the I'm better than you attitude.
Yeah.
And Luke from Tales of the Abyss definitely has that.
That's the most stuck-up guy ever.
But yeah, he rates Tidus from Final Fantasy X has that annoying attitude too. But I didn't find Tidus annoying. I really didn't. I kind of liked him.
Other characters I like too is I feel like there's another category in there, and it's a character who you might not know much in the beginning about them, but it's one of those where they develop over time, and you start to like they come off kind of maybe like a little, you know, lacking of emotion, or just a little, you know, kind of solid. I'm thinking of Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. I like Lightning because she
Or
starts
Cloud.
off, yeah, she starts off like really kind of timid. She's like really strong-willed, but you don't really know that much about her, and you're like, why is she kind of comes off mean sometimes, and then she doesn't really seem grateful at times, but then you kind of learn later on, and she develops kind of in front of you, so it's that kind of thing.
So it seems like we all seem to like the more silent type.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's tell people don't play Tales of the Abyss, because it sucks.
Looks a dick.
Luke is a dick. Alright, next question's from Jake. He says, who sucks more? Charmander, Charmeleon, or Charizard?
Okay, none of them. That's easy. They're all
None.
badass.
No, none.
They're
At
all,
All of them? All
No.
of them?
All
Because
of
they
them are
all
badass.
die from water?
they don't die. They just die when their flame runs out on their tail.
Exactly. That's my point, man. A bucket of water can kill these things.
That was the saddest episode of Pokemon ever. He's like, Ash is like running, trying to hide him from the rain. It's like, no, little Charmander, hang in there.
That really was the saddest one. He's just like sitting there on the rock with like a leaf.
I was a little kid, and I was like, no, don't let Charmander die.
He only had a leaf. You know what was sad too is like he had that one leaf and like he could just burn the leaf with his, the flame on his tail, which would then put out the fire because of the rain. I don't know. Very, very tragic animal. But yeah, they all suck. There you go.
Yeah, they're all awesome. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, all awesome.
Alright, last and final question is Tempest Uchiha asks, what is your favorite Nintendo 64 game?
I think it's
Already told mine.
Yeah, it's Ocarina of Time.
Super N64.
No, mine's seriously Ocarina of Time. I love the music in that game. It's probably like the best music from any Nintendo 64 game I've ever heard. So
I would say mine's. I haven't played a lot of 64, but mine's is a tie between two racing games, and that's F-Zero X and Diddy Kong Racing.
I would have to say Majora's Mask
Oh, no way!
or
Totally
Star Fox 64.
I don't know why you like Majora's Mask so much.
Because everyone hates it.
It's so
See, you just like the underdog.
You root for the underdog.
I guess.
I guess the Sega
I guess.
Dreamcast, that was kind of an underdog.
Man, go fuck yourself.
I'm saying the obvious. I don't know why you're defending so hard.
Wow, you're like easily angered tonight, huh? Jeez.
Yeah.
Dude, Dreamcast, it still lives on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
like-
was all loud as shit. That's like the 360.
Uh,
Yeah.
What games have you been playing?
Oh man, video games. How about that?
Them video games,
Those electronic interactive things.
entertainment, yeah. Pong.
Oh man, I love Pong.
Pong is great.
Kill for latent-free Pong online. Be so badass.
You know what I want to do is I want to take 2 Majora's Mask carts and use them as my Pong paddles, and then just let the ball just smash right into them until they break into a crisp.
I
Yeah.
would cry.
That's the whole point. I'm trying to piss you off, Techno.
I know.
I know. Alright, never mind. Alright, Techno, why don't you go first?
Alright.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
was
Jeff.
playing
It's
some
Jeff.
Tales of Vesperia.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
So,
man.
game show host, dude.
I thought this was a game show. Welcome to The
Oh.
Price is Right.
Right. Welcome to The Price is Right.
$1, Techno.
Well, guess what? The
$100,
price
Bob.
is wrong, bitch.
Price is
Yeah,
wrong, bitch.
I've also played some
Also
Sonic.
played. You haven't said anything yet.
So Tales of
I said
Vesperia,
Tales
real
of
quick.
Vesperia.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay,
Sorry,
that's a good one. Starting off great.
Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed.
Wrong.
Flower. Shut up.
Flower. Tell me your
Flower.
thoughts on Flower. You like Flower? You love flying
Yes.
around as a flower? It's awesome, isn't it?
It's it's a good game just to play when you're like just out of it, and you're like,
What, like when you're stoned?
Yeah, that too, I guess.
yeah, that too, man. I would love to play
You
that
get
game.
stoned a lot?
What do you?
How often do you get stoned, Techno?
When he's playing Flower. He's like, oh my god, look at these
like,
flower petals.
Maybe like 2 times a month.
Good man.
You get stoned 2 times a month?
When he's playing Flower.
Yeah.
You
Techno
play
in the
Flower
picture.
2 times a month?
No. But
I'm trying to figure out how often you get stoned, man. Because maybe
I told you.
2 times a month.
Yes.
Playing Flower.
Because I don't buy it.
You don't
Tech-
buy it?
No.
Where do you get it?
From my stepbrother.
Where does he get it?
I don't know.
We're getting
I
to
don't
the
ask.
bottom of this mystery.
Alright, so you play Flower, you get stoned. Is this why you haven't beaten Tales of Vesperia yet?
Probably.
Alright, now we're getting somewhere.
This pictures of Techno just stoned out of his mind, eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew, playing Flower.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh my god,
man.
these petals.
In his Metapod underwear.
Flower's pretty good. Played Flow. It was kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
but I played and finished Journey. Finished. And I have to say, if you haven't played it, you need to. Because I was blown away.
It's because you were high.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
Oh, I
Sad
was
effects.
2 times a month.
Yeah, the other time is when he's playing Journey, the other time's when he's playing Cloud.
I love you, Techno.
I love you too.
I know. But, yeah, and I also played, I actually, put back in some, Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Which one?
The newest one.
The new one? Okay.
Yeah. But I did play some,
fight
too. What?
Who do you use? I don't think you ever told us.
Katana.
Just her.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you used Scorpion too.
No.
Okay.
Wrong.
I'm sorry. Next time I'll get it right. Next time. I'm writing it down. Techno uses Katana.
Katana.
There, I got it written down.
Alright. Nice. And I played, MK2. I went to my mother's, today. And played on my arcade machine. So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I played a, Retro City Rampage, since it was free for PSN users. PSN Plus, I should say. So, yeah. I haven't played much of it, though. So, yes, that is all for me.
Right on.
Good stuff.
Right now! I pick Quick Freeze to go next.
Thank you. Well, I played Tales of Nothing. I played Mega Man for the 3DS, but you know, like the Nintendo version, because it came out I think like last Thursday. But yeah, I've been playing Mega Man, and you know, it's just Mega Man for the original Nintendo, but it's on the 3DS. I find it kind of weird, just because the screen is really, really small, and the same controls, but for some reason it just feels a little weird playing on the 3DS. I think it's just the screen though, because the screen is really small. So, but what can I say? It's Mega Man on the NES, or on the 3DS as the NES version. But yeah, it's good. It's just Mega Man.
So when are they gonna release the others?
I think it's like every 2 months, because the first one came out December 27th. Mega Man 2 is coming out February, I think, like 13th. So I assume Mega Man 3 comes out 2 months after that. So that would be April.
Okay.
So but I only know the dates of 1 and 2. So I would say every 2 months. What'd you say? 3?
Yeah, I'm waiting on 3.
Is that your favorite?
Well, 2 and 3, it's kind of like depends.
No, I hear you. I like 2 and 3 are my favorites on the system too. So, no, I hear you. They're good games. I'm getting all 6 of them, but see, I moved on and played the Shadow Colossus on the Shadow of the Colossus collection with Eco, and this game's beautiful, dude. It's really like a masterpiece visually, and I just loved it. Like running around the like the different open fields and the deserts and like the huge oceans. Very, very beautiful in this game. But this game pissed me off a lot because you climb these giant colossus, and of course you get knocked off, especially if you don't know what you're doing, and it can piss you off, when you're trying to kill these colossus and you just keep getting knocked off. But I enjoyed the game. It was very, very, very good. The only thing I gotta say, the only thing that really absolutely pissed me off about this game though is the fucking horse, the arrow. Have you guys played this game?
No.
No.
No? Okay. Well, if you guys ever play Shadow of the Colossus, it pisses me off because I want to tell you, do not ride the horse, but you need to ride the horse because the land is so massive and huge that you need to ride the horse, basically to get around, because if you just walk on foot, it's going to take you forever. But the controls, I just found the controls so bad on the horse. The way it works is you press forward to move the horse, but he doesn't move right away, so you got to hit the X button. You kind of kick the horse, and then that kind of gets him to go. But you got to keep mashing the X button for him to go, and I'm just this is getting repetitive and stupid. And then he doesn't turn properly, and then if he's one pixel or hitting a rock, he'll just stop dead in his tracks. I'm go. I keep telling the horse to fucking go, and he won't go because it takes at least 15 presses of the X button before he even takes one step. But yeah, I can't stand the horse in this game. And spoilers, I don't care. I was so happy when the horse freaking died because he pissed me off so much in that game. But like I said, visually great game. It's very sad ending. Very sad. I didn't tear up or anything. But I was just wow, I totally did not expect that ending. And I recommend you guys play it, but I recommend you avoid the horse at all costs, because I fucking hate that horse. Lame horse. I kept telling myself, playing this game, I'm Ocarina of Time came out way before Shadow of the Colossus, and they got Epona correct in the game. The Epona works so well on the N64. Why can't they make Arrow and Shadow of the Colossus ride just as good? I can't stand the horse. Worst thing about that game, but great game visually. I recommend you guys play it. But the next one I played is I finally finished up Doom 3. I played the last expansion, which is the Lost Mission. And really not much to say about it. It was a very short expansion. It only took me 2 hours to beat. And really nothing, the story in that expansion wasn't that great. The weapons were the same. The enemies were the same. Basically, I just played it because I beat Shadow of the Colossus. I was looking for someone else to play. So I played the Lost Mission. I thought it would be longer than 2 hours. But it's an okay game. Typical first-person shooter. But yeah. But the one I've been playing a lot of time into and is Ys Ultrafagana. Now, thank you, Techno. Thank you. I assume that was Techno, right?
Yes. Yes,
All
it
right,
was.
Thank you. It's funny because I bought this game Christmas of 2011, and it's been in my backlog for over a year. And I was like, you know what? I want to play a nice, easy, calm game.
That's not the one.
That's true. I'll tell you that. That's true. But I opened Tales of Oath of Vagana, and it was still in the shrink wrap because it's been in my backlog for over a year. I put it on normal, and oh my god, this game is so fucking difficult, even on the normal difficulty. Oh my god, it's a great game. I like the characters. Visually, it looks colorful, it looks good. I like the anime characters in it, and the normal monsters, they're easy. You can fight them, you can kill them. They're easy. But it's the fucking bosses, dude. You played this game, right, guys?
I beat it.
Did you?
I
On
haven't
what
played it
difficulty?
yet.
Normal.
You beat it on normal?
Yeah. It's one of those. It's
You
very,
have
very
to-
old school. So
Yeah, you have to level up a lot.
that you have to level up, but not only that, it's very old school in the sense that bosses have very, very, very specific patterns, and you really gotta fight them multiple times in order to do so. And some moves are, you know how you get multiple magic moves to use? Some of the moves work better on certain bosses. Oh, and get ready. Well, I don't know if you got to the final boss yet, but oh man, that final boss, that's a thing.
Well, let me tell you what happened. I played on normal, and I got to the second boss, which is Chester, the white knight guy. Yeah. And I'm playing on normal, like I said, and I couldn't fucking beat this guy.
I had a hard time with him too for a long time.
And like the closest I got to beating him, he had like 7 HP left, and like I had something like 12 or something, and he hit me with a goddamn fucking dagger, which does 16 damage, and I'm just like, no, like I was so mad, I was screaming my PSP. The boss is just so fucking difficult. It's so crazy, but I couldn't stand it. Like I shelved the game, and then 2 hours later, this was bugging me so much. 2 hours later, I popped the game back in. Because I'm like, I'm beating this fucking boss. I don't care. I'm fucking beating it. He kicked my ass. I fought this boss at least, like, 5 times. And then shelved the game again. And, like, an hour later, I was like, no, I'm fucking beating this boss. I'm fucking beating this boss. And I popped the game back in. I must have shelved it, popped the game back into my system, like, at least 3 times. Before I finally said, you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I restarted the whole entire game all over it, which wasn't that long. It was only 3 hours into the game. But I started the whole game over it, and I just set the difficulty on easy. Because I couldn't stand the brutal difficulty on normal. And so far, I beat it. I didn't beat it yet. I'm playing through it. I think I'm at the very end of the game. I'm at the, where I go to the island, Dan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're towards the end.
Okay. Okay, good, because I didn't know how far I had left to go.
Yeah, it's not an insanely long game because it's an old game, so.
Okay, but like, putting the easy difficulty aside, because now that I am playing on easy, I find it extremely easy, which is, it kind of sucks because I really want to play it on normal. But like, I'm enjoying the story a lot. I'm enjoying the characters a lot. Very fun, easy game since I'm playing it on easy, but yeah, I recommend it. It's good. Yeah. The only thing I hate about it is that I had to restart it over. I really want to play it on normal.
Yeah, I beat it on normal, and I definitely have fond memories of never beating a single boss first try. Usually, some of them, I remember, I think I was live streaming a long time ago. I was playing Easel from Fagana, and I was stuck on like this ice dragon for like 10 times. I'm like, oh my god, I can do this. Because every time I just kept getting closer and closer. It's one of those two where it's annoying to have to fight a boss like 10 times, but it's one of those where you fight him more and more and more. You get closer until you just get it. But yeah, I never beat a boss first try. They usually required multiple tries and remembering their patterns and stuff like that.
Well, it's funny because if you lose to the boss, like I think it's like 3 times, they ask you if you want to lower the difficulty.
Yeah, and that pissed me off so much. I'm like, damn it, stop asking me that. I can do it.
And they're like, well, that pissed me off too. And because I was stubborn. I'm like, no, I'm fighting on this difficulty because I thought if I lowered the difficulty, it would lower the difficulty of the entire game. But I guess it doesn't. It just lowers the difficulty of that one boss battle. But, like, I didn't know that, so I'm like, no, I'm playing the game on normal, I'm going to do this in normal, and that's why I kept shelving the game, because it kept pissing me off. But, like I said, I just said, fuck it, I'm starting over, playing on easy, and now the game I'm finding extremely easy. Well, actually, it's getting kind of difficult near the end. I had to fight the last boss, which is the nun, the priest, the nun.
Yeah, I know.
And, I had to fight her at least 3 or 4 times before I figured out her pattern, even though I'm playing on easy. But yeah, it's a good game. I enjoy it for the story. I like the characters. I just wish I was playing on normal.
Yeah, I will tell you now, brace yourself for the final boss. He is unholy. He's just unholy. That guy haunts my nightmares. I must have added an additional like 4 hours just trying to beat the final boss of the game.
Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, I'm into what I like most about it too is like you don't have to play the other Ys games to get the story either.
That's the beauty. So
that was one thing I was worried about. But yeah, that's all the games I've been playing is those 4. So, what about you, Dan?
Sounds good. So I've been playing a few games. Actually, New Year's Eve, I finished up Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I love the game. It's fantastic. It's totally caught me off guard, and it's one of my new favorite games for the modern gen. And I beat it, and there's multiple endings, so I witnessed every ending, basically, because it's not really a spoiler, but towards the end, you get to choose between, like, certain buttons to press. I'm not going to say what button does what, but there's, like, 4 buttons you can press, and they all do different things, and I'll say the endings are very similar, but they're tweaked depending on how you approach it, and they're very, very, very interesting endings, and the final boss was pretty easy for me because I had the proper weaponry. But yeah, just an awesome game. And casually played a Bandai WonderSwan game, one of my personal favorites on the system, Digimon Battle Spirit. It's fantastic. It's basically Super Smash Bros. With Digimon, and it's awesome. Love it. And I started up a new RPG on the PSP. It's an RPG actually I've been after for a long time, and I mean a long time. I would say it's one of the rarest games on the PSP. It's one of the most uncommon, hard to find games. People charge like $50 just for a loose UMD disc, which is absurd, and I wanted a complete copy, and I finally came across the complete copy in mint condition for under $30, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta buy this. But it's an Atlas published game, and it's called Hex's Force. Hex's Force is interesting. It's very interesting because it's actually 2 RPGs in one, and I don't remember the last time I played an RPG like this. Basically, you choose between 2 characters, and they're both completely different stories. It's like 2 separate RPGs. I'm playing through it as a girl right now. Her name's Cecilia, and basically her quest is kind of like trying to find these monoliths that are these evil guys are destroying because they want to bring back this like old, demon god basically. So I'm trying to like go to all these monoliths, but she has her own set of characters, whereas if I picked a guy, he has a completely different story. They kind of intertwine, which is interesting. They meet up every now and then, but they're completely different. They take you on different paths and through the same world. But the guy's on a quest to like solve the history of a past war that happened and trying to find some of the criminals. But I'm playing through it as a girl, and I'm about 8 hours into that, and it's a fantastic game. It's turn-based. It's strictly turn-based RPG. It has some interesting mechanics because you have these weapons that are like permanent, and because the hexes is like this kind of holy kind of being that they can use these special weapons, but you can have multiple weapons, and you can possess multiple weapons and change on them on the fly, and they have special skills you can use. But it's strictly turn-based, and it's like real-time where like the dungeons, you see all the enemies roaming the dungeon, you can choose to avoid them or whatnot. But yeah, it's just a really high-quality RPG. I would say my only complaint is it's pretty easy in some regards. Like, I've beaten all the bosses like first try, and the only times I died actually is these bullshit troll chests that they put in the game where it looks like a treasure chest, but you go up to it and it's like a monster, and those things are overpowered as all hell. It's like to the point, and it's kind of sad though, but to the point where every time I see a treasure chest, I have to go back and save because I'm too worried that it's going to be a troll, and I'm like, shit, I don't want to fight a troll treasure chest because they're insanely powerful. I get my ass kicked every time by them, so I'm like, I'm just going to save to be sure. But yeah, that's kind of annoying, but really cool story. It takes you some interesting places. I like the visuals, very pretty artwork. So yeah, and it's made by Steam, and Steam makes the department having games. So stuff like Knights of the Nightmare, Gungnir, Riviera, Yuga Union. So it's interesting to see how they approached, because they're known for being really over the top with their department having games. So it's interesting to see them take a very classic turn-based RPG approach. And it's really cool. It's cool because even if I beat her story, I have like another completely different RPG to play with the guy. So that's really cool. So that's interesting. And I played 2 PS1 games that I got to give a big thanks and a shout out to Mr. Point Blank Games. He actually sent me a package this week. Had like 3 games in it. PS2 game, 2 PS1 games. So one of the PS1 games I played is a quirky little puzzle game called The Bombing Islands. And he plays this little kid clown, and he's going around on these little isometric islands that are broken up into grids. And you basically have to push bombs and detonate them in order to make all the bombs explode on the island. And that's basically the whole premise, but it introduces lots of new mechanics to kind of make it more challenging. which it does become really challenging. It's a pretty hard game. And this final one, oh man, brace yourselves. Oh man, this was hilarious too because he wrapped like the packages individually and they had like different writings on them. And he said like this last one was the last one in the package and it said, for the lulz, this dude will eat your face. I open it up. It's Jeopardy on the PS1. And I'm like, oh fuck yeah. Like, and it's, I swear to God, it has the most terrifying image of Alex Trebek on the cover that is just so disturbing. Like, it's the most creepy smile, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the big face shot.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like takes up like half the fucking cover. It's like, oh my God. But I've been playing it. I've actually been playing it a lot. It's hilarious. It's hilariously bad, but it's one of those bad games where it's kind of fun, and it's hilarious because, first of all, you can draw your name, which is a bad idea. So what do I draw every time? I draw penises all the time. So, like, it's hilarious because they'll go to, like, pan shots when they're, like, to the players, and then you just see this penis on the monitor. But it's so dated. Like, some of the categories are so dated, like, you know, what are the relevant books of this? Well, I'm like, the relevant books, so you're asking me, you know, 15-year-old books now, basically, or 10-year-old books. It's like, I don't know what's relevant anymore. The questions are outdated, and it's weird because they always cut this, like, weird video. It's not actually Alex Trebek. He's not actually in the game as a host. It just cuts to him randomly with a video of him talking. Like, okay, your turn, player one. Your turn, player two. It's like, or when you answer it, it's like, yes, that's correct. I'm like, oh my God, this is dreadful. But this is the worst thing. It's like, and it doesn't do it all the time. Sometimes it's just random. Like, it'll just randomly pop up. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, that was incorrect. And I'm like, oh my God.
This is PS2?
PS1.
Oh, PS1.
And it has, yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at the PS2 cover and it doesn't look all that great either.
Yeah. It's just one. And it does have like Final Jeopardy on that and double Jeopardy. But I swear to God, I can never beat the computer. I've tried so hard, and it's bullshit too because I don't know any of these fucking answers because they're so dated and so random of questions. Yeah. And you have to be really specific with the answers. Like, I just can't say, you know, Columbus. I'll have to say, like, you know, Christopher Columbus or something like that. You have to be very specific, although it does have like a kind of auto-complete feature, you know, on your phone when you're typing a word, it'll do a suggestion. Yeah. It kind of has that kind of deal where if I type in a couple words, it'll suggest a word and I can automatically put it. But, yeah, man, it's so dated and really random questions. It has, like, video daily doubles, and the videos are so low quality, it's not even funny. But what's bullshit is, like, I tried and tried. Like, I still haven't won a match. But the last round I played recently, I got really close. You know, I had like 5,000, and I was right there with the computers. We were all like neck and neck. But here's the bullshit thing is, every time prior to that, the computer never got a single Final Jeopardy right. Okay? So this is the first time I'm in the game. You know, I'm like, okay, I can do this. And what happens? The computer gets their first Final Jeopardy question right. I'm like, oh shit, you gotta be kidding me. They beat me by like 1,000. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I'm full of it, Alex Trebek, but that's hilarious. The game's hilariously bad. And with a disturbing picture of Alex Trebek. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've been playing. Drew so many penises for my name.
That's about it, guys, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Guess that wraps up episode
It's 64.
64 megs, man. We're doing it.
64 megs.
Oh, man.
Yeah, as always, guys, you know, for next future episodes, you know, leave us a comment, questions, especially on iTunes, man. It helps us out a lot, doesn't it, Dan?
Yes.
So that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone say bye.
Bye. I'll miss you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.